Hello everyone, this is part 11 of What If Naruto Was Betrayed and Turns Evil, and I hope you guys enjoy this video and to like, to subscribe, to see more comment down below. Now let's start the intro.
They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
2 weeks later, Konoha was going through the rebuilding phase. With all of the buildings gone, they had to start from the ground up to get back to the status as the strongest village ever. After the battle, the citizens and the younger generation of ninjas came out of hiding to see their homes gone. There was a lot of emotional drama going on through the people, but together, they would get out of any situation. The ninjas of Konoha were split half in half. One half were to stay in Konoha and help with the rebuilding of the village, while the other half went out on missions to gain profit for Konoha, so they could pay for all the damages. So far, there were some houses built, but not the large number of houses before the attack that Naruto sent that destroyed Konoha. Some sooner came to help with the relief effort, but it would take some time for the village to actually see change in their situation. Speaking of Naruto, the village came to one conclusion: they wanted Naruto dead. What he did to Konoha was unforgivable. He destroyed what the first Hokage made. Almost 100 years of history, destroyed by one blast of yokai. They were all mad at Naruto, and wanted to send ninjas out to kill him. Granted, no one stepped up to the job of killing Naruto, knowing good and well that he could kill them with just a blink of an eye. Minato couldn't control his people of Konohagakure, because he was bedridden. The injuries that he sustained during the battle were too great, and it would take a while for him to be back to the once great, yellow Flash. Because of the absence of Minato, due to injuries, there was a meeting going on right now, deciding on the fate of Konoha and the position of Hokage. So what should we do? Asked a civilian of the new civilian council. Minato made an effort into getting rid of all of the old civilian members, and to put good and responsible members in the council, some that he could trust. We intend to continue pursuing the Akatsuki with assistance with our allies, said Koharu. With the village so decimated, we of the Land of Fire shall also provide our full support in rebuilding the village, said a representative of the daimyo. First, we'll raise the funds, then assess the strain with other lands. He finished. There is a more pressing matter at hand. The selection of an acting Hokage, said Danzo. Why must we do that? Asked the fire daimyo. Isn't Minato still alive? He asked. True, said Shikaku with a sigh, but Hokage-sama has been injured heavily during his battle with his son, the newly named Naruto no Yoko. With him stuck being bedridden, due to injuries, a new leader must be selected, as Hokage, that is, when Minato-sama is better. Finished Shikaku. We must proceed with the selection, said Homaru. Without a leader, people may fear of the lack of order, and others may just act rapid. Without a leader, we are unable to steer the village forward as it stands. Plus, it was Hokage-sama's son that caused the destruction of Konoha, so he must be blamed for allowing Konoha to be destroyed. I'd like to second that, said the daimyo. I've heard some things about the treatment of the boy. What he did to Konoha was an act of revenge, because of what the people of Konoha did to him as a child, not just Minato, said the daimyo with a serious look on his face. I am questioning if I should even aid Konoha at all, seeing as they think it is good to torture children for something out of his control, he said with a glare. Please, reconsider, daimyo-sama, said Koharu. We need your assistance in this time of need. Yes, I admit that Konoha hasn't done its part in raising the boy properly, but in the end, Konoha was destroyed. What would it look like to other nations that Konoha's daimyo won't help the village that is inside his lands? They would think that we would no longer have your help, which could encourage even more attacks on Konoha. I'll think about it. But you all aren't out the red zone yet, said the daimyo. Thank you, daimyo, said Koharu with a sigh. They just dodged a bullet there. But back to the subject of the Hokage selection, said Danzo. I nominate Hatake Kakashi, said Shikaku, making Danzo angry. Ho, the White Fang's son. Yes, that sounds mighty fine. You all, he asked the council. For sure, he's well known, powerful, and virtuous. But perhaps a bit too young. Wasn't the fourth made Hokage at a younger age? Whose disciple was the Hatake? Asked a councilman. The fourth's, stated Koharu. And the fourth was Jiraiya's disciple, and Jiraiya, the third's. No problems there, said the daimyo. And it was the teachings of the third that led to this current crisis. Shouted Danzo, surprising the people in the room. The son of the fourth was the one who destroyed Konoha. He wouldn't have done so if he hadn't had escaped the cell the fourth and Jiraiya made. They were too soft on him. And that generational softness allowed our allies the Sand betray us in Orochimaru's Operation Destroy Konoha. He yelled. With the lost Uzumaki on the run, and the rising threat of the Akatsuki, we need someone who shall enforce the Shinobi law to the fullest. Who should be made Hokage during such times? It should be me, shouted Danzo as he stood from his chair. Why not let Danzo be the acting Hokage? Asked one of the daimyo's advisors. Yes, I have decided. Danzo, you shall now be the temporary Hokage, shouted the daimyo, making Danzo smile. Fuck, thought Shikaku. Wave. Kurama's eyes opened up and she yawned. She sat up in the bed that she was in, and looked down at her partner. A small, 1-foot, fox was laying down on its side, tails curled up around itself. She smiled as she looked down at Naruto. Naruto was still going through the phase of healing himself, and regaining his strength. He really did a number to himself, fighting against the mark on his shoulder while attacking and receiving damage during the fight. He would be like this for a while, but she knew he would regain his strength soon and become the powerful demon king that he once was. Naruto-kun, it's time to wake up, she whispered in his ear, rubbing his belly while doing so. The small red fox eyes slowly opened up, revealing the crimson eyes with the black slit running down the middle. The rest of the eye was black, giving the fox an intimidating look. Naruto uncurled himself and stretched out, loosing his joints. He crawled up to Kurama and licked her face, making her giggle. In the form that Naruto was in, he couldn't talk. His vocal cords were seriously damaged from all of the yells of pain, and the mark on his shoulder making him go through pain. He was slowly healing, which was good for now. Time for breakfast, she said as she scooped up Naruto in her arms and took him downstairs to the kitchen. She sat him down on top of the table, and got a bowl from the cabinets that said, Naruto, on it. She got out some orange juice from fridge and poured it in the bowl. Go ahead, drink up, Kurama said, but Naruto shook his head in denial. I know you don't like drinking from a bowl, but it's the only way you can drink, she said. Naruto growled at her, but then bent down and started to drink down his favorite orange juice. She smiled at him, and then turned back to the fridge to get out a big piece of juicy steak. You want this, Naruto-kun? She said with a smile. Naruto instantly drank the rest of his juice, before jumping up and down, wanting the meat. She gave it to him, and he devoured the meat with no mercy. Kurama only watched with amusement as he lover ate at the meat. She liked how things were now. She just only hoped that times like these would continue. She just had this feeling that something would happen soon. Something bad. Somewhere in Wave, a group of 5 people looked down at the town of Wave. They all had ringed eyes, with many piercings protruding from their bodies. All of them had on robes that had red clouds on them, proving that they were from Akatsuki. Conan, has the barrier that surrounds Wave torn down? He asked no one. Suddenly, thousands of pieces of paper came together to form a beautiful woman. Yes. The Jinchuriki that made the seal around Wave has suffered from chakra exhaustion, so the seals couldn't sustain themselves. No one knows that we have intruded into Wave. Good, said the man in the middle as he looked down at the village. We shall proceed with the plan, quietly, said the man. They all nodded and jumped off, ready to proceed with their mission. Konoha, oh my god, shouted a red-haired girl, looking down at the valley that was once Konoha. I didn't think that the rock I did would do such a thing, she said worriedly. There's no way that happened, said a busty blonde. Come on, let's go find someone to talk to, she said. The 3 Kumo ninja walked around the ruined village, until they finally found what they came for. Hello, asked Sumui as she moved the curtain from the tent out of the way. What she saw was Minato, sleeping in an air mattress, and a red-haired woman sitting down beside him. Yes. Who are you? Asked Kushina. I am a representative from Kumo with a message from the Raikage, said Sumui. Well, Minato-kun is not well. He is currently in a state of comatose, said Kushina. Comatose? Asked Sumui, getting a nod from Kushina. I'm sure you must have heard why the village is in such a state. When Sumui nodded her head, she continued, when we were facing our son, he received a lot of damage, and suffered from chakra exhaustion. With the stress that was already on his shoulders, he wasn't able to go through all of this without some negative consequences. But never mind that, I'll receive the letter, since I am his wife. Finished Kushina, reaching out for the letter. The Raikage is in a rush, and needs an instant reply. Said Simui. That won't be necessary, said Danzo, entering the tent. For I am the new Hokage. What? Shouted Kushina with wide eyes. How come? The council has made me the acting Hokage until the actual Hokage recovers. So I will be receiving the letter, said Danzo, sending a devious smirk at Kushina. All right then, said Simui, giving the letter to Danzo. Danzo quickly read through the note, his eyebrow rising when he did. Ho, so that's what happening. A Gokage meeting. On the subject on the Akatsuki and killing Naruto no Yoko. I shall be there as soon as possible, said Danzo. Thank you sir, said Simui, and left the tent. What is your plan? Said Kushina with a glare. I know that you wish to become Hokage, but what else are you up to? Nothing. All I'm worried about is the safety of Konoha, and making sure that it stays on top as the strongest ninja village. Do you have a problem with that? He said with a smirk. You won't get away with this. She said. What are you talking about? What I'm doing is perfectly legal. He said. Plus, I'm only an acting Hokage, not the actually thing, sadly. But no matter, my time as Hokage is all I need to proceed with my plans. He said as he walked out the tent. That man, said Kushina under her breath. He's up to something. I have the same thoughts, said Minato, getting up from his bed, wincing in pain. I knew you were listening in. How do you feel about the situation? Kushina said. I agree with the council, there needs to be an acting Hokage, seeing the predicament I am in, but not Danzo. And knowing the Raikage, he plans to do something at the Gokage Summit, said Minato. He started to cough, making Kushina lean down to him, comforting him. Minato-kun, are you alright? Said a worried Kushina. I'm fine, he said as he wiped his hand over his mouth. I need you to get Yamato, Menma, Hinata, and Mito for me, he said. Why? Asked Kushina. A mission. Minato finished as he went back to sleep. With Sakura and Sasuke. Sakura and Sasuke just received word of Danzo's coronation of temporary Hokage. Even if it was temporary, being the Hokage for a certain amount of time still gave the man power. He doesn't even trust his subordinates, like Sai, and put a curse seal on all of their tongues. The two were walking hand in hand, talking about Naruto. I hope he's okay, said Sakura. Don't worry, he is Naruto after all. He can do anything, and get through anything, said Sasuke. Both teenagers looked up to the side to see a sword pointed at them. Keep talking about this, Naruto, fellow, said Karui. No, said Sasuke, not even scared of the sword pointed at him. You better, or else, said Karui with a glare. Or else what? Fight us. On Konoha grounds. Even if you did win, which I highly doubt you would, it would be taken as an attack on the Leaf, killing the last Uchiha and the student of Tsunade the Slug Sannin, said Sakura. The two Kumo ninja growled at the two and Karui pulled her sword back. Why do you want to know about Naruto? Asked Sasuke. He killed off 5 squadrons of a best bolt ninja. She shouted. What? Said Sakura. He killed them all. For no reason. That piece of shit deserves to die, shouted Omoi. Even if he did, I won't let you talk about Naruto like that, said Sasuke as he stepped in front of the Kumo ninja, Sakura right beside him. Please, you're nothing, said Karui as she sent a slash at Sasuke with her sword. She was surprised when he unsealed his Kiba swords and blocked her attack. You had to do that, said Sasuke. Karui and Omoi's eyes widened when they felt a presence behind them. They were too late to dodge as Sakura punched them both in their backs, forcing them down on the ground. Ack, said Omoi, spitting up blood. Now talk, why would Naruto do such a thing? Said Sasuke, his regular Sharingan turned on, spinning in his eyes. The two were getting drowsy from Sasuke's eyes, and yielded. Alright, we'll talk. Just turn your damn eyes off, shouted Karui. Sasuke smirked before turning off his Sharingan, letting the two Kumo ninja get up from the ground. Talk, was all Sasuke said. We don't know why he did it. Only one person got out of the massacre alive. He said that they were perusing and battling some missing nin from Kumo, wanting to put him in jail. The Naruto person was spotted walking on the ground underneath the battle. One of our bold ninja used a water technique. Karui was cut off as both Sasuke and Sakura hit their foreheads with their hands, shaking their heads while doing so. Well, that was it, said Sakura. That would set Naruto off, said Sasuke. What is it? Shouted Omoi in anger. The water probably hit him while he was passing by, said Sakura with a sigh. Water. It took water to make him snap. He killed almost 20 people just because of water getting on him, shouted an enraged Karui. That's Naruto for you, said Sasuke. It's because of you all, shouted Omoi, letting that demon out of its cell. What idiot would let their weapon out for a rescue mission? He would just escape when he got close to the border. That thing should have been kept in chains. Sasuke appeared in front of Omoi and his Susanoo was activated. The arm made its way towards Omoi and lifted the struggling Kumo ninja off of the ground. I don't care what you say about us, don't disrespect Naruto. He's been through more than you think. It would be wise to stop talking before I crush the life out of you, understood? Said Sasuke, his Mangekyo Sharingan spinning dangerously. All right, said Omoi. Sasuke released Omoi and walked away, Sakura following him. It would be smart not to try and find Naruto for revenge. He has no problem killing anything that threatens him, said Sasuke. Fu really was having a good day. She was in the park, playing with a bunch of children. She really did love playing with the children, since they were so pure and oblivious to the world around them. Catch, Fu-san, said a small boy with a ball in his hands. Throw it over, she said with a smile. They all continued to play for a while, but Fu's keen hearing picked up on a sound in the forest near them. Hold on you all, I'm going to check something out, she said and entered the forest. She was walking for a while, but finally ran into what she heard. It was a small girl, leaning on a tree, crying. What's wrong, little girl? Asked Fu. I don't have any friends to play with, said the girl, sadness clear in her eyes. Don't worry, I'm here for ya. Fu-san's got ya back, she said with a smile. Really? Asked the small girl. Really, replied Fu. Can I show you something then? It's a secret, said the now happy girl. Sure, go ahead, said Fu. The small girl grabbed Fu's hand and led her deeper into the forest. When they were a good ways away from the village, when they made it to a clearing, the little girl let go of Fu and walked in front of her. So what is it that you want to show me? Asked Fu as she looked around. You Jinchuriki are so easy to trick, said the little girl. Fu instantly took fighting stance when she heard this. Who are you? Asked a serious Fu. The girl responded by letting the transformation down, and turned into thousands of pieces of paper. They all came together to make Konan, the only female of the Akatsuki. Akatsuki, growled Fu. We have you out here only. The only choice you have is to surrender, said Konan. Who else is here? Asked Fu. 5 more Akatsuki members came from the trees, all of them having orange hair. We, Pain, shall take you down, said the spiky-haired Pain. You're the one that Naruto-kun faced, said Fu. Naruto had told him about his battle with Pain, and told him that if they ever faced him to run away. His dojutsu was even able to hurt him. Yes, but we are not here for him, but you, said Pain. You won't take me down without a fight, said Fu, some of her beetles coming from her back. We expected such, said Pain. I thought there were 6 of you. I only see 5. Where is the other one? Trying to take me by surprise, said Fu. Engage, said Pain, and they all charged at Fu. Konoha, Menma, Mito, Hinata, and Yamato stood in front of Minato and Kushina, at attention. I have a mission for you all, said Minato, coughing some. What is it, father? Asked Mito. Danzo is acting Hokage right now, since the council has deemed me unable to lead a village in the state that I am in, which they are right, I am too injured to even think about getting Konoha back on its feet. Danzo is going to encourage the other Kages to kill Naruto in the upcoming Gokage Summit, he said. Why would he do that? Wouldn't that just cause more deaths? Asked Hinata. Yes, but Danzo doesn't care as long as the deaths aren't Konoha ninja and civilians. He wishes to use the Gokage and their ninja villages to come under one agreement. Naruto no Yoko needs to be killed, said a serious Minato. If I may, said Yamato, what are we supposed to do for the mission that you are assigning us? To take out Danzo? Asked Yamato. No, I don't need something like that to come back and haunt me in the future, said Minato. What I need is for you all to follow the Kumo ninja that are in the village right now. When they leave, you stay your distance to not get caught. When they meet up with the Raikage, tell him the situation and to beware of Danzo and Naruto, said Minato. Hi, they all shouted. Good. Now start your tale. I have heard that those Kumo ninja wish to leave Konoha sometime around noon tomorrow, said Minato. They all nodded their heads and left the tent, ready to start the mission they were given. Wave. Fu was huffing as she looked at her opponent. He was good, but she was starting to get on the winning side. She had took out one of the 5 bodies in front of her. The body that always tried to reach for the top of her head was the one that she took out. Probably some fuck your mind up jutsu, thought Fu. Fu was covered in her Kabutamushi exoskeleton armor, and has only received minor damage. The only problem was that had spent through a little more than half of her chakra reserves. You are a strong opponent, but I must end this. People will notice that you are gone any longer, said Pain. Yeah, I'll like to see you try, said Fu. From her armor, her diamphida, the Bushman arrow poison beetles, flew from the red compartment on her back and surrounded Fu, ready to attack at any time. Suddenly, the mechanical Pain flew up to her, using the rocket blaster from his feet. A drill-like weapon grew from his hand, ready to pierce at Fu's defense. Just what I needed, shouted Fu as she charged forward. When the two got closer enough, sharp stingers' wings came from her back. She circled around Pain and sent the stingers through the Pain's head and back. Want to meet the new beetles I have finally found and used in battle? Asked Fu with a sick grin on her face. Suddenly, very small beetles came from the red cylinder on her back. They traveled down Fu's body into the Pain that was still impaled by Fu. They are called Domestidae, or, bad for you, flesh-eating beetles. She shouted. The beetles started to quickly eat at the Pain. Fu let them have the body and made her way to the last two. Are you two ready? She asked. She got her answer when they made their way towards Fu. The spiky-haired Pain jumped in front of Fu and muttered 2 words. Almighty push, he said. The effect was massive. Fu was stripped of her armor and all of her beetles flew back from the force. Fu landed on the ground, twitching in pain. Ah, damn it. I'll get you back for that, she shouted as he got back up. She couldn't move quick enough as the bigger Pain went around Fu and held her in a headlock. What are you? She instantly felt her chakra leaving out of her, and quickly. You must realize now that I am absorbing all of your chakra now, said the Pain in front of her. I thought that you all were individuals, which means you're being controlled, she quickly assumed, making Pain scowl. I knew that my beetles weren't crazy when they told me that chakra was coming from you all and to somewhere else. Pain growled at Fu, making her laugh. Hey, shouldn't have said it, she laughed out weakly. No matter, you won't be able to tell anyone, because you'll be dead, said Pain. Where's the other one of you? Asked Fu. I know that Naruto-kun said that there was one of you that only summoned, so where is he? Getting ready to take us to the Akatsuki base, of course, said Pain, making Fu's eyes go wide. Somewhere, far away. They'll come for me, Fu countered. They can come back for a dead body if they wish. I'll leave your corpse on the front door, said Pain. Fu, where are you? Shouted an approaching Sugetsu. Everyone is at Fuka's house for dinner. Where are you? He said as he looked on the scene of her in a headlock with 2 mysterious-looking guys, and 2 bodies around them. Get that body, shouted Fu, yelling at Sugetsu. Get at least one of the bodies and take it to Karen, shouted Fu. Sugetsu, without asking any questions, rushed to one of the dead bodies and grabbed it, holding it tight. What's going on, Fu? Shouted Sugetsu. Goodbye, she said with a sad smile. Then, the 2 alive Pains, the captured Fu that was still trapped in the larger Pain's arms, and the other 2 bodies puffed away, what seemed to be a summoning jutsu. Damn it, Fu. I'm coming for you soon, said Suigestu as he ran back into Wave, dragging the dead body back with him. Fuka's house. Fuka lived in a 2-story house, which had looked very fancy. The house held a homey feel to it, and felt even better when family was inside, having a good time. Which was actually happening right now. All of the wave ninja meet up at Fuka's to have a big buffet, just wanting to be near each other. Here you go, Jirobo, said Anko as she dropped a 20-pound turkey in front of him. Cooked perfectly from the rooty to the tutti. One big-ass turkey. It looks like heaven, Jirobo said with stars in his eyes, drool coming down in large portions from his mouth. Alright now, don't die of dehydration with all that drool coming from you, laughed Sakan. Everyone was having such a good time. Nothing could ruin such an amazing time of family, friends, food, Tayuya's cursing, laughing, and all that other good shit. Yeah right. Suigetsu bust through the doors, dragging the body behind him. What the fuck did you just do to my door? Shouted an angry Fuka, her hair rising in her anger. Fu's been captured by the Akatsuki, shouted Sugetsu. All of the forks, plates, and cups fell to the floor. Well except for one. Yummy yummy yummy, sang Jirobo, not hearing Sugetsu. Stop eating you fat fuck, shouted Tayuya, slapping Jirobo on the neck. Fu's been captured. When did this happen? Shouted Kurama. Just now. It was far out from town, so she must have been led there, said Sugetsu. What is that you're carrying behind you? Asked a scared Isaribi. This is one of the bodies of the enemy that Fu was fighting, said Sugetsu as he raised the body up. When the small Naruto saw this, he went crazy. He ran up to the dead pain body and started to bite at it, and whack it with his tails. The scene would have been funny to most, but now wasn't the time for laughing. Isn't that the person that Naruto-sama faced before? Asked Pakura. Yes. He said that he had ringed eyes, right? Said Kurama as he looked at the eyes of the man. It's been a long time since I've seen those, thought Kurama. Fu told me to take the body to Karen. I don't know why, though, said Sugetsu. Karen walked towards the body, everyone surrounding her. She looked at the body for a good 3 seconds before saying, it's receiving chakra. What do you mean? Asked Haku. The body is taking in chakra from some source. I can see it clearly, said Karen, using her amazing sensory abilities to see the chakra in the air. Somebody was controlling this body, and he must still be near if these things, she said as he plucked out one of the pierces on the pain's body, is still receiving chakra. Karen, lead the way, shouted Kurama. Kurama picked up Naruto and pushed him in between her breast, holding him there, also making the small fox blush. Everyone grabbed their weapons and charged out the door, following Karen. They need to get Fu back. Now, outside wave. Inside a well-camouflaged tree, there were people inside. Konan, Nagato, and the pains that Nagato controlled. Apparently, Nagato only sent 5 of his pain pawns out to retrieve Fu, while he stayed in the tree to summon the pains back here. The last pain he had that also specialized in summoning was somewhere far off. Good job, Nagato, said Konan, looking down at the unconscious Fu, all of her chakra drained. One step closer to peace, said Nagato. Konan dispelled her technique and the tree started to peel away to paper. The tree was finally gone, and the group was finally back on the ground. Let's go, said Nagato. The device that held him turned in the direction they were headed and started to walk, Konan and his pains following closely. Konan wrapped the dead pains and Fu in paper, their bodies hovering in the air. Nagato stopped moving and looked behind him, his eyebrow raised. What is it, Nagato? Asked Konan. Do you feel that? He asked. It's like, there are a lot of people coming here. They couldn't have found out about your secret of how you control the bodies. It would be too soon, said Konan. She started to not believe in her words as she too felt the chakra signatures coming closer. No, that's them. They found out, said Nagato. What are we to do? Asked a worried Konan. Get out of here, Konan. I have a plan that will save our lives, for now, said Nagato. Are you sure? She asked. I promise you I will return. Just go to the base where we will extract the Jinchuriki, said Nagato. Konan nodded, and turned into a mass of paper. All of the pieces of paper folded themselves as planes, and flew off from the area. Nagato took a deep breath before looking up, seeing all of the wave ninjas land in front of him. Is that him, Sugetsu? Asked Karen. No, but those bodies on the ground. Sugetsu looked on the ground, also seeing Fu's body. There's Fu right there, he shouted. So he was the one that was controlling the bodies, said Kurama. I congratulate you, said Nagato, no one has ever found out my secret. You all really hard to get by. We didn't come here for your praise. We came for Fu, and to end you, said Kurama with a growl, her crimson orbs glowing dangerously. Naruto yipped from in between Kurama's breast, agreeing with her. Maybe, but you won't get the Jinchuriki, said Nagato. The last 3 pains got from the ground and grabbed Fu's body. For we are already gone. What are you talking about? Said a confused Kurama. Elsewhere, far away from where Nagato was the pain of the animal path. Nagato placed this pain as far away as possible, but still in range where he could control it, for a quick escape. The pain placed its hands on the ground and whispered. Summoning Jutsu. Outside wave. Nagato, the alive and dead pains, along with Fu, disappeared in a puff of smoke, vanishing from the wave ninja's sight. What? Shouted Kurama. Where did they go? Shouted Fuka. Karen started to concentrate, trying her best to find the Akatsuki members, and also Fu, but with no luck. They're gone, said Karen. How could this happen? Shouted Kurama. How did they even get in wave without us knowing? Asked Jugo. Probably because of the form that Naruto-sama is in right now, he couldn't hold up the seals that he placed around wave that sensed invaders. Said Zabuza, making Naruto growl. How can we find them? Asked a worried Yakumo. We can find them, but only with a lot of luck. Said Karen, making the others curious in her plan. Explain. Commanded Kurama. Well, this chakra receiver can still receive the chakra that man was releasing, but only if we get in range of his chakra output. If we somehow find his chakra output somewhere on this world, then the receiver shall lead the way of the enemy's location, possible the rest of the Akatsuki as well. Said Karen. Kurama thought for a while, wondering what to do. She had to find Fu, they couldn't just let the Akatsuki have her, because if they completed the extraction of Chome, they would be one step closer to doing what she thought they were doing. She looked down at Naruto that was still trapped in between her breast, and an idea popped in her head. Karen, she said, you will lead a team that includes Jugo, Yakumo, Zaku, Fuka, Pakura, and Anko. We shall go back to the body of that man we still have in wave, and take as many of those chakra receivers as possible. You shall search every area possible until you come up with a trail of the enemy's location. When you do, she stopped talking as she pulled out one of Naruto's Harishin kunai, then send chakra to this. It will activate a large teleportation seal to another kunai I have. All of the wave ninja shall be teleported to your location, and we raid the Akatsuki together. She told them. Hi, they all exclaimed, and headed back to wave. Kurama looked down at Naruto, who was now sleeping, trying to regain his strength. I just hope this works before she's dead, thought Kurama as she jumped off in the trees. The next day, Sumui, Omoi, and Karui were jumping in the trees, headed to the location of where they were told to meet up with the Raikage and report their visit to Konoha. They had no idea they were being tailed by Hinata, Mito, Menma, and Yamato. Team Sumui landed on the snowy ground, feeling the Raikage's chakra signature coming close. Sure enough, the Raikage and his group landed in front of them. Raikage-sama, we have returned from Konohagakure, said Sumui. Sumui-san, it seems that you've been tailed, said she. Show yourselves, you Konoha dogs, he shouted. All of the Konoha ninjas came from their hiding and stood in front of the Kumo ninja. Why are you all here? Asked Darui. A's eyes widened when he saw Menma and Mito, knowing exactly who they were. You're that son of bitch's children, he yelled. Ah, Raikage-sama, said Karui. I can't believe the Yellow Flash sent his own children to kill me. That is just the ultimate insult, yelled the angry Raikage. Please hear us out, we are not here to kill you, just to give you a warning for your benefit, said Yamato. How do you know that you're telling the truth? Said Karui, rather loudly. It's about Naruto. No, Yoko, finished Mito, a little hesitantly. What is it about, huh? I'm going to find that boy and kill him 3 times over. I don't care that he is your brother, I shall end him, yelled A. No please, said Mito. You can't kill him. He will kill you all instead. He is too strong. What are you saying? That Kumo is too weak to get rid of such an annoyance, said A. No one is, said Menma, stepping up. We are here to warn you about Danzo and what he may tell you in the Gokage Summit. My father is too weak to attend the summit because of my brother's last attack on Konoha. I've heard, said A. Shouldn't that encourage you all to increase your search for him? He destroyed Konoha by himself. Why are you defending him? Because Konoha doesn't want to be blamed for the damages that Naruto may cause, said Yamato. He is strong, most likely the strongest person alive right now. No one can win one-on-one with Naruto. He is just that good. What we don't want Danzo to convince you all is to search for Naruto together and try to end him, only for it to end the other way around. Haha, laughed out a very sarcastic Raikage. You're scared of the boy, him. We shall end him. We would be doing Konoha a favor at the most if we killed Naruto no Yoko. I don't see that point of you all coming here. Please listen, Raikage-sama, shouted Hinata, making all of the Konoha ninja eyes widen. They never heard Hinata yell. Naruto is on a league on his own. He will destroy anything that gets in his way. Konoha was only lucky because some of Naruto's own allies came to fight against Naruto and bring him back to wave. If he kills any more of your ninja, we don't wish to be blamed for not properly holding Naruto down, causing another war. She yelled. Also, Naruto is considered a friend and family to some in Konoha. We don't wish for his demise. He won't kill any more people, because the next time I see him, he shall die. You do understand that demon is evil. Worse than a Biju. He doesn't deserve to live. He probably killing something right now. Wave. A small, fox Naruto sneezed all of a sudden. It felt like someone was talking bad about him. Like I care, thought Naruto as he continued to drink the orange juice from his bowl. Back to the Raikage. His life needs to end. I'm doing this for the benefit and safety for my people, he says. You defend a criminal that broken laws, stolen from villages, killed a mass of people, and destroyed a whole village. You think that people are just going to let that slide? You are all weak-minded if so, said the Raikage as he and his group of ninjas passed by the Leaf Ninjas. Damn it, said Menma, slamming the ground beneath him. What will happen now? Whispered Mito, looking off in the distance. 2 days later, the Hokage, Raikage, Mizukage, Tsuchikage, and Kazekage sat around a round table, their cage hats in front of each them. All of the cage had a serious look on their face, ready to take care of the business they were called for. My name is Mifune, and I shall preside over the meeting. Now, let the Gokage Summit commence. Mifune shouted out. I'll start. Listen up, said Gaara, the youngest among the group of cages. Oh ho oh, laughed the old Tsuchikage. My have the Gokage changed. To be named Kage at your age is quite impressive, Kazekage-sama. Yet despite your father's obviously brilliant guidance, he seems not to have taught you etiquette. Probably it's one of the reasons I was chosen as Kazekage, said a stoic Gaara, not amused at the slightest. Ha ha ha, cheeky fella, laughed the old man. Please, Tsuchikage-sama, don't interrupt. Kazekage-sama, please do continue, said Mei, the Mizukage. I am a former Jinchuriki, so I know of the powers of the Akatsuki, seeing as I was once captured by them. Started Gaara. I had my Biju extracted from me, was almost killed by them. That is why I very much do consider the Akatsuki a dangerous threat. I've applied to you, the others of the Gokage, for aid and cooperation numerous times, been roundly ignored. Except for the previous Hokage. After so many of the Jinchuriki have been taken, to collaborate now is simply too little, too late. Humph. The hidden villages of the Great Five Nations cannot afford to alert others that their Jinchuriki have been taken. It's an embarrassment. Covert rescue and recovery missions are the norm. No one seeks the aid from other lands when Jinchuriki disappear, yelled the Tsuchikage. Is that so? Said Gaara. So is that why the Hidden Rock village remained silent when both of their Jinchurikis were taken by the Akatsuki? Are your status and appearance to others that important? Asked Gaara, making the Tsuchikage mad. Biju being taken should not result immediately in mass terror. It takes significant skill, knowledge and time to achieve control over them, said Mei. It is necessary for a Jinchuriki to mature together with his or her Biju to adapt to it. And even then, control is difficult. Isn't that right, Kazekage-sama? Said the Unoki, getting back at Gaara. To begin with, said Danzo, the only few who've ever achieved true control over Biju are Uchiha Madara and first Hokage Hashirama, plus fourth Mizukage Yagura, and Raikage-sama's younger brother, Killer B. However, we have Anath. Danzo was cut off as the Raikage slammed his hand down on the table in front of them. Enough with this nonsense, he yelled. The sudden attack on the table made all of the ninja watching the summit come from their hiding, protecting their cage. This is a place of discourse. Please refrain from behavior that lacks civility, said Mifune. After everyone went back to their original spots, the Raikage started the summit back up and running. Leaf, stone, sand, mist. The Akatsuki is composed of rogue shinobi coming from your villages. And that's not all. I have proof the among you, including your predecessor shadows, are those who have even utilized the Akatsuki. You say that they are a problem, but apparently, you didn't have a problem with them when they were completing missions that you gave them. Since your shinobi were too weak and incompetent to even take the mission, you hire criminals to do so. Shouted A. The Akatsuki may be a problem to you all, but not to me, for my brother, B, is safe in Kumo, training to get better to stop the Akatsuki that will one day come for you. What have you all done to stop the Akatsuki? A then turned to Gaara. You say you were once a Jinchuriki and while you were one, you were also Kazekage. The Akatsuki just simply walked in sooner and beat you to the ground. In the mist, your Biju was free to do whatever it wanted, resulting in its capture as well. In the hidden rock, you, old geezer, actually let your Jinchuriki out of the village whenever they wanted. Just idiotic. He then turned to Danzo and his eyes gained a fire in them. And Konoha is worst of all. That bastard, the Yellow Flash, actually lied to his whole village and said that his son was a demon. Ha, what an idiot. He goes even farther saying that his other two children were heroes, but the one called demon actually held more of the Kyuubi than he thought. The Kyuubi Jinchuriki broke out of Konoha on his own if I may add, and found a better life in where he now resides in Wave. The only reason the Akatsuki took the Nibi Jinchuriki away from Kumo is because of the Jinchuriki actions herself. She ran off in the sewers alone, resulting in her capture. But Kumo had the offense and capabilities to take care of two Akatsuki members, while it seems you all can't. Yelled A. The truth is that it is too late to worry about the Jinchuriki. The last three are hidden away, and the Akatsuki won't reach them. We have something else to deal with on our hands now, the main reason I called you all here. Said A. Which is, said Unoki, the Kyuubi Jinchuriki. Said A. I'm sure you all have heard about him, and how he destroyed Konoha. Said A, giving a smirk to Danzo. He has become an uprising Rouge ninja in the last 3 years, causing damage and killing ninjas from your prospective villages. He doesn't need to be left alive, especially with the power he has. If the Akatsuki got to him, then their plans will succeed. That is why I wish to dispose of Naruto no Yoko now rather than later. Finished A. I have heard of that boy, said Unoki. He killed a lot of my ninja for no apparent reason. My ninjas were in some town late night, trying to deliver some produce. One of the stands took on too much weight and broke down, making a large crashing sound. Next thing they knew, this Naruto boy was slashing at him, saying they woke him up. Said Unoki. He kills over the most simplest things. It makes no sense. Shouted A. Apparently, the Kyuubi Jinchuriki has a very short temper. His teammates have told the council about the smallest things that set him off, like, don't wake him up while he is sleeping. Or, he hates getting wet unintentionally. The Jinchuriki is strong as he is unpredictable and weird. Said Danzo. I'm telling you that he needs to die. He shall be a thorn in our sides in the future as well. I know it. I need everyone's support in getting rid of this menace. Said A. They would have agreed, if there wasn't laughing coming from a certain person. What do you find funny, Muzukage-sama? Asked Unoki. Hey, I find it funny, that you actually think you can beat Naruto-kun. She said with a smile, and another giggle. What? Yelled A. You mean you know Naruto no Yoko? Asked Unoki. Quite well actually. Such a fine young man. If he was single I would ravage him, she said with hearts in her eyes. Well now, said Gaara, trying to keep his mind from going to certain perverted thoughts. What the hell? You are allies with that demon. Shouted A. I should be an ally of the hero of Mist, right? She said. What do you mean by this? Asked the usual quiet Danzo. He came to Wave 2 years ago, with the encouragement of one of his followers. Flashback. A 14-year-old Naruto was walking hand in hand with his mate, Kurama. Beside them was Zabuza, Haku, and Fuka. So you wish for me to kill the man that has started the war in Mist? Asked Naruto. Yes. The whole reason why I fled Mist in the first place was because I was building up funds to plan another assassination attempt on the current Mizukage, Yagura. He has claimed that those with bloodlines are monsters, and need to be purged. He corrupted others with the stupid ideology and now he has a mass of followers backing him up. Said Zabuza. So I shall kill all those that are not a part of the rebels, correct? Asked Naruto. That is correct, Naruto-kun. I want you to show no mercy. I will be judging you while you do so. Said a smiling Kurama. This was during the days that she thought that killing others for no apparent reason was good. Then I shall do so. Said Naruto. The group continued to walk, going through the mist that was hard to see through. While walking, Zabuza told them to stop here. Where are we, Zabuza-san? Asked Fuka. At the meeting place. Said Zabuza. He whistled loudly, and soon they all were surrounded by dozens of ninja. Halt. Who are you? And how did you navigate through the mist? Shouted the leader of the group. Stand down. It is I, Zabuza Momoki, and I have come back with reinforcements that shall win this war. He said. What reinforcements? Asked the man. When he pointed at Naruto, they all started to laugh. That boy can't stop a whole war. Go back to your family, kid. What an idiot, bringing a little kid as reinforcements. We should just kill them now. Naruto blasted the area with ki, making all of the mist ninja shack in fear. Continue to talk bad about me and you all shall have your head removed from your body. Said Naruto with a monotone, creepy voice. Zabuza-sama. Are you sure that he can help us? Asked one of the scared ninjas. I promise you he will win. Said Zabuza. Then let's head back to base, he will meet our leader then. Said the man. The group started to follow behind the mist ninja. Zabuza stepped up to the leader, wanting to ask him a question. Who is the leader of the rebellion? Asked Zabuza. What he got in reply were a bunch of giggles and laughs as they all looked at Zabuza. Oh, you know her really well, Zabuza-sama. Said the man. Zabuza only raised his non-existent eyebrow at their actions. The group made it to an area where the mist wasn't as bad as it was earlier, and so lots of ninjas, tents, weapons, the perfect hiding place for a war. So this is your main base? Asked Haku. Only one. All the other ones have been destroyed. Said the man. As they were making their way through the base, people were looking at them, recognizing Zabuza and Haku. The group made it to a rather large building in the middle of the hidden base. The man told one of the guards to get the leader, which he nodded his head to and ran inside. Wait out here, we'll get you when she is ready. Said man. They all nodded and the man also entered the building. When do we start killing people? Asked Naruto, looking up at Kurama for an answer. Soon, I promise you Naruto-kun. Said Kurama. Fuka, Zabuza, and Haku shivered as they looked at the bloodthirsty couple. After a while of waiting, they were called inside. They went up a flight of stairs, and made it the final door in the hallway. Once they entered, Zabuza's mouth dropped to the floor, his bandages not being able to hold his falling mouth. Oh hell no, he shouted as he looked at Mei behind her desk. Zabuza-kun, is that you? She said as she got out of her chair. Zabuza turned around and went to the door, but a tail wrapped around his waist. You brought me all the way here, said Naruto with a glare, you aren't leaving, no matter who she is. Naruto lifted Zabuza up and placed him right in front of Mei. Hey, said Zabuza, only to get tackled down to the floor. Oh how I missed you, shouted Mei. We should celebrate somewhere more private, said a very sexy redhead. Mei-san, is that you? Asked Fuka. Mei looked up to see Fuka, her long-lost friend. Fuka, shouted Mei, getting up from Zabuza, stomping on his face while doing so, and hugged her. It's been so long, she said. Mei-chan, did you and Zabuza have a little thing going on? Asked Fuka with a raised eyebrow. Girl, yes. He may not look like nothing on the outside, but when you get him alone, he, sounded like fireworks was going off in my house. Said Mei. Anyway, shouted Zabuza. Are you the leader of the rebellion, Mei? Asked Zabuza. Yup, but we haven't been doing so well, she said with a downcast look. We started to lose battle after battle, our numbers dropping with each one, and I don't think we will survive the last attack. Well no worries, for I have brought the solution, said Zabuza as he lifted Naruto from under his arms. Him? Asked Mei as she walked up to Naruto. Oh, you're so cute, she said as she rubbed his cheek. Her hand was slapped away and she looked at a very mad Kurama. Don't you dare put your hands on him anymore, yelled Kurama, yokai surrounding her form. Are you alright, Mei-sama? Yelled a man as he bust through his door, a black eye patch around his left eye. Why yes, said a shaky Mei. Ow, said Zabuza. Zabuza, said Ow, taking in Zabuza's form, before getting mad. You son of a bitch. Where's my motherfucking money? We'll talk about that later, said Zabuza, wanting to change the subject. We need to send Naruto out the battlefield immediately. Why, said Mei. We haven't received any warnings of any approaching enemies. You want to get rid of the enemy as quick as possible, right? Then send Naruto-sama inside the enemy's base. He can attack on the inside. No one will know that he is a part of the rebellion, so it is the perfect surprise attack, said Haku. Why send a boy inside enemy territory? He will just die when they realize he is on our side, said Ao. I am stronger than you think, so just point out the enemy, and they shall die, said Naruto, Kurama hugging him behind. Are you sure? Asked Mei. Yes, said Naruto. Well, if you wish, said Mei as she went through a drawer and pulled out a map. The enemy is currently a good 8 miles north of us. You can't miss it. The mist isn't as dense as it is here, said Mei. I shall head there now, gather your followers and tell them the final battle shall happen in the next 30 minutes, said Naruto as he and Kurama started to walk out the room. Wait, you must know of their leader, Yagura, is in Jinchuriki. He has full control of his Biju, shouted Mei. Naruto just looked back and gave Mei an insane smile. Good. 30 minutes later, Naruto stood on top of the wall that surrounded the enemy base. It was much larger than the rebellion base, which was good for him. It would make it much easier for Naruto to sneak in and attack. He could feel the rebels a good mile away from him, ready to fight. Naruto looked up at the sun and took in a deep breath. Time to go to work, he said as his eyes flashed crimson, a bloodthirsty look on his face. Kirigakure. Naruto was calmly walking through the village, his hoodie on over his head. He withdrew in his tails, so he wouldn't draw any attention. He wasn't running into any problems while walking through the main part of the village, as he was mixing into the crowd of people. Seems to be a lot of guards posted around, thought Naruto as he looked on top of buildings to see ninjas all on patrol, making sure that no one causes any problems. Naruto kept walking until he came upon the largest building in the village, and could feel the most powerful chakra source in the village. Must be their Jinchuriki leader, thought Naruto again. He made sure no one was looking, and walked inside the building. The building itself was pretty plain. A simply check-in desk, some chairs, lounging room, some fake plants here and there, and doors and stairs leading to other areas of the building. Naruto looked up to see the lady at the front desk and walked up to her. Excuse me, he said. Yes, what is it you need? Asked the rather nice woman. I need to use the bathroom. I'm waiting on my father. Naruto stretched out the word, father, not liking how it came out his mouth, to come from a meeting and I drank a lot of water earlier. It's through this door and around the corner. To your left, said the woman. Naruto nodded and went to where she directed, actually wanting to go use the bathroom. When he got done with taking a piss, he looked up at the ceiling, concentrating. It feels as if no one is in the room on top of me, which means it is safe to enter, thought Naruto. He locked the door to the bathroom and walked to the middle of the bathroom, holding his clawed hands upwards. Tamed winds, Naruto whispered. The wind slashed at the ceiling in and made a square-shaped hole in the ceiling. Naruto slowly floated up and into the room, which seemed to be an old closet. Sensing no one outside the door he was in, he opened the door and started to walk down a long hallway. The chakra source I sensed earlier is on the top floor, on the other side of the building. I shall make my way through without alarming anyone. If they don't know that I'm coming to attack, the better the attack will end up, thought Naruto, turning a corner when he saw someone leave out of a room. He checked the corner, before continuing his journey through the building. He made it to a fleet of stairs, and now on the final floor. Following his senses, he was now outside the door with the very strong chakra source. Without knocking, he entered, and looked at the very young Mizukage sitting behind a desk that was bigger than him. Who are you? Asked Yagura, an eyebrow raised. Naruto no Yoko, said Naruto, taking off his hoodie. I know of you, said Yagura, you're the child of the Yellow Flash who left Konoha about a year ago. Said Yagura with wide eyes. Correct, said Naruto plainly. What are you doing here? Asked Yagura. Wanting to see another Jinchuriki. To be honest with you, I am impressed. One of the few Jinchuriki that can control their Biju. I commend you for such a feat. Said Naruto. Thank you, but that doesn't explain how you got through all of my guards that were in the building. Said Yagura with a glare. I snuck through, because if I told them the truth, do you think that they would actually let me in? Said Naruto. Yagura lost his glare and sat back down, realizing that Naruto meant no harm. Alright, I believe you. Is there anything else you need to know about? Asked Yagura. Why do you hate those with bloodlines? Asked Naruto. Yagura's eyes were filled with hate when Naruto said this. Those with bloodlines are fools. Monsters. They run rampant acting like they are better than others without bloodlines, and are selfish. They kill with pleasure and are traitors to my village. I don't handle treachery very well. Growled out Yagura. I am fully aware of what you do to traitors, something I completely agree with, but why make enemies with people in your village, when you can just convince them to be on your side, adding to your own military strength? Asked Naruto. Because others of my village also agree with my thoughts on those with bloodlines, I do not wish to live near them, or let them live at all. Said Yagura. I have a bloodline. The Uzumaki bloodline of the chakra chains. Shall you kill me too? Asked Naruto. Yagura looked at Naruto for a while, a harsh glare scented at him as if he were thinking, before replying. No, I won't. I can tell that you are different than the others with bloodlines. Your thoughts on how I run my village are similar to mine, and you agree on how I feel about traitors. That, and you aren't even a part of my village. Why make enemies with someone when you are similar in so many ways? Wisely stated Yagura. Yes, I don't like it when people betray me, said Naruto, looking down at his feet. Yagura was about to say something else, but Naruto quickly lifted up his head and stared directly in Yagura's eyes. I don't like you anymore. I actually now think that you are an idiot. Said Naruto. Watch what you say, growled out Yagura. You sounded like the biggest hypocrite to me with what you just said. Those with bloodlines have similarities with those that do not. Live in the same village, know the same people, enjoy the same things. This war you have created makes no sense to me. Said Naruto. Naruto then sent out a chakra pulse throughout the building, alerting those that he was there. Why did you just do that? Asked Yagura, slowly getting out of his chair. To kill more people with the attack I'm about to launch. Said Naruto with a creepy grin on his face. Mizukage-sama, shouted a voice on the other side of the door. Whoever it was, he or she was slamming down hard on the door, wanting to know who was in there with their leader. Yagura and Naruto could also hear a lot of other voices on the other side of the door, making Naruto's smile grow in size. Yagura, sensing Naruto's chakra spike, widened his eyes and looked towards the door. Run. Get away from here, shouted Yagura to the other door, while covering himself in a red chakra cloak. Fuyuten, uncontrollable wind blast, shouted Naruto with the same smile on his face. The wind in the room rapidly and violently picked up, surrounding Naruto in the middle, before blasting out in all directions, causing massive destruction. Yagura was blasted back by the move, feeling the force of the move to the fullest. His right arm that he used to block his face was numb, even after using his cloak in a defensive manner. It showed that this kid was strong. Very strong. Yagura groaned as he moved a couple planks of wood off of him, and looked at his village. His eyes widened when he saw the destruction the move Naruto used caused. A good 1/3 of his village was destroyed. Buildings were destroyed by the massive wind blast, either being slashed at by the wind, or being blown down by the incredible force of the wind. Bodies were everywhere, and where there wasn't any bodies, rubble probably covered over them. A tear threatened to fall out of Yagura's eye. My village, said Yagura. Like the look, said a voice from above him. He looked up to see Naruto floating in air a good 10 feet from the ground, looking down at Yagura. Don't worry, this is nothing but a practice run on what I'm going to do to Konoha. Said Naruto with a snicker. You bastard, shouted a very angry Yagura as he stood up from the ground. You damaged my village in such a way. Killing my ninjas and innocent people. Your end shall be here. He yelled. I'd like to see you try. Said Naruto as his tails came out from behind him. I've heard this from a lot of people, but they were only false claims. Trust me, I won't lose, said Yagura, grabbing his club from behind him. Well then, said Naruto as he dropped down to the ground, entering his rarely used taijutsu stance, the merciless kitsune. Come at me, shouted Naruto. Yagura, with chakra and his anger enhancing his movements, blasted towards Naruto, his staff over his head, wanting to crush Naruto's head in. When he was in front of Naruto, his head descending down on top on Naruto, he was surprised when one of his tails caught the attack. What? Said Naruto as he tilted his head to the side. You thought this would be easy, he said with a smile. He used one of his tails to hit Yagura directly in his stomach, sending him back, blood bursting from his mouth. Gah! He yelled as he landed on the ground in pain. Yagura! Shouted a voice in his head. Ugh, Isobu? Asked Yagura. Yes, it is me. I don't like what's going on with that boy. He has 9 tails, making me believe that my sister has gotten to him. Yeah, I've noticed that too, said Yagura as he got back up and readied his club in front of him. What should I do, Isobu-san? For now, take the defensive. You're better at defense than offense, and when you see him slip, you attack with an attack backed up with my yokai, wisely stated Isobu, making Yagura nod his head in agreement. Done talking with the turtle? Asked Naruto. When he didn't get a reply, he only chuckled. Funny, I thought you said that we understood each other. But you don't understand me. You are weak while I am strong. You can't even tell you are in a long-lasting genjutsu, said Naruto as he flew towards Yagura, his claws pointed forward towards him. What? Thought Yagura as he blocked Naruto's swipe of his claws. I'm under a genjutsu. Yagura had no time to think as Naruto punched him in the face. Yagura shrugged off the attack and blocked another one of Naruto's attempts to punch him with one of his tails. Yagura brought his club to the side, before making a large arc with it, making Naruto jump back. Using the distance, Yagura went through some hand signs. Sutan, Water Dragon Missile. He shouted, sending a rather large water dragon towards Naruto. Why does everyone know this technique? Thought Naruto as he coated his claws with yokai. Fox slash, he said as he cut right through the middle of the dragon, still headed towards Yagura. Sushin, Water Mirror Technique, shouted Yagura. He then made a mirror of water, reflecting Naruto's approaching form. Naruto was surprised when another Naruto came from the mirror, yokai covering his claws as well. The two met and a large explosion accrued. Do you think that got him? Asked Yagura as he jumped back from the explosion. I don't know, keep paying attention and stand guard, ordered Isobu. The smoke cleared to reveal Naruto perfectly fine, a yokai cloak covering him. That was a sneaky move. I really wasn't expecting that at all, said Naruto, the yokai shield disappearing. It all right though, my main reason of why I am here is accomplished, said Naruto. What are you talking about? Yelled Yagura, mad that yet another secret Naruto had planned against him. A distraction, said Naruto, lowering himself to the ground. You were so focused on me, you never even knew what was going on around you, said Naruto. Yagura looked around to see rebels fighting against his ninjas. Yagura's forces were already small in numbers, and him not being able to help only put them in a worse position. You, growled Yagura, red chakra surrounding him. You really do think you're slick, he growled out. Not think. I know I am. That's what Kitsune are best at, said Naruto. Well, prepare to adopt a new action. Dying, said Yagura as his cloak fully covered him. He was all red, and it seemed to be a shell-like structure on his back. Oh, reverting to your stage 2 form, eh? I think you're underestimating me, said Naruto. Naruto then disappeared, surprising Yagura. You need to remember that I don't show any mercy, whispered Naruto from behind him, sending a Futon, Rasengan to Yagura's unprotected side. Yagura was launched to the side of the destroyed battlefield. Yagura didn't stay down long, as he got back up, madder than ever. Coral Reef, shouted Yagura, slamming his fist down onto the ground. Coral spiked up from the ground, and soon started to travel where Naruto was. Naruto easily dodged the attack as he flew over it and shot off towards Yagura. Yagura used his 3 tails behind him to swat at Naruto, which he dodged easily in the air. Naruto circled around Yagura, ready to blast him with another Rasengan, but was surprised when his attack met the shell on Yagura's back, no damage caused. Yagura jumped back, trying to slam into Naruto. Naruto, anticipating the attack, flew upwards and took a deep breath. Kaiten, fox fire, said Naruto as he blasted a massive fireball with the head of a fox towards Yagura. Yagura, defending against the attack, withdrew into his shell, blocking all of the flames blasted on him. TCH, that shell, thought an annoyed Naruto. That shell really was getting on his nerves. It was tougher than it looked, and none of his attacks were getting through it. It seems that some damage was done to him when I attacked on his side, but not as much as I wished. Maybe his belly is the better choice to attack. A turtle's shell isn't as hard on its belly than its back, thought Naruto as he landed on the ground. Thinking on how to win, mocked Yagura as his head had popped from the shell, along with his other limbs. Yes, that shell is an hindrance, said Naruto. He then gave Yagura an insane smile as he pointed his palm out to him. I guess I should just get rid of it. Fuyuten, tornado killer, said Naruto. Wind picked up around Yagura, picking him up from the ground. The wind started to spin around Yagura, until he felt a slash on his arm. Ow, thought Yagura as he looked at the gash that he knew would leave a permanent mark. His eyes widened when he felt another slash of wind on his legs. Is he trying to slice me up? Thought a very worried Yagura. He was about to enter into his shell, but it was too late. The wind picked up a slash at Yagura everywhere. His legs, face, stomach, arms, and even his shell. The slashes of wind were also carrying some of Naruto's yokai, giving his wind blades another advantage against Yagura's defense. Marks appeared on Yagura's shell, and they turned into cracks, and then, ultimately, shattering at the assault of wind. Gah! Shouted Yagura in pain, as he was forced out of his chakra cloak, back to his human form. He had cuts everywhere, and was bleeding in dangerous levels. His back suffered the most, as his shell was ripped off of him, and no skin survived the attack. Still want to be cocky? Asked Naruto, looking down at Yagura. He couldn't reply as the pain he was going through was indescribable. He couldn't move, only lay on the ground, defeated. Can't talk. Oh well, the Akatsuki will know of your defeat and will collect your body. To pass the time though, I shall enter the purge of your village's weak ninja, said Naruto, as he walked away. Yagura, hearing this, snapped. He couldn't let him do such a thing. If he let this boy go now, he would destroy everything that he cares for, something he wouldn't let anyone do. He would give up his life to protect his village. Tails formed around Yagura's form, enlarging him. He grew and grew, until his transformation was done, and Isobu stood fully in all his might, looking down on Naruto with his one eye. So you finally came out, said Naruto as he looked upon the great turtle. On the wall of Mizugaku, Kurama was sitting down on the edge of the wall, watching the scene of Naruto looking up at her younger brother, Isobu. Ah, it's been a while since I've seen him, said Kurama, the wind blowing through her long hair. Should we do something to help Naruto-sama? Asked Fuka, standing guard behind Kurama. No, he can handle himself, said Kurama, watching the scene with interest in her eyes. Naruto was going to prove to her again that he was worthy of her. With Naruto and Isobu. Hey there, said Naruto, looking up at the giant turtle. Where is Kurama? Asked Isobu, not even replying to Naruto's greeting. Somewhere around here. It's not like I'll let you go find her, for you shall have to beat me to do so, said Naruto, yokai surrounding him. I do not wish to fight. I don't know if I can defeat you or not, but I know that it will be a hard battle, something I wish to avoid, said Isobu. Too bad, I feel like fighting, so you will retaliate to protect yourself, said Naruto, flying towards Isobu. Isobu, in defense, blasted a large wave of water towards Naruto. Naruto, using his agility, dodged the attack and circle around Isobu, charging up his best Rasengan. Fuyuten, Raisin Shuriken, yelled Naruto as he slammed the wind-enhanced Shuriken of death on Isobu's back. Naruto's eyes widened when he saw that it did nothing to Isobu. My defense is stronger than Shukaku's boy, said Isobu. You will have to try harder. Isobu swatted Naruto away with his tails, making Naruto crash into the ground. A large crater formed around his body. Shit, that hurt. He really is stronger than Shukaku. That blow to me was bad, said Naruto as he looked down at his right arm, broken. He coated it in his yokai, starting to heal it. Naruto's eyes widened when he saw Isobu curled up into a ball and started to rush over to Naruto. Damn, said Naruto as he moved in supersonic speeds, blasting up in the air to avoid being crushed by the giant turtle. Naruto was about to launch an attack, but had to move out the way at the last second when Isobu jumped up in the air, still curled up, and headed towards Naruto. Naruto took a sigh of relief when he saw Isobu land back on the ground. I have to do something about him. I don't think that using any fire attacks will help here, and that shell of his is too tough to slice through with my wind. I have to think, everyone has a weakness, muttered Naruto as he looked at Isobu uncurled himself. Do you understand that you can't break though my shell? Asked Isobu. Please stop this and let us go our separate ways, I do not wish to continue to fight. No, I shall prove my strength. I won't give up, said Naruto as he looked down at Isobu. Naruto looked at Isobu's eyes to notice one was closed shut while the other one was open. Naruto started to plan his attack. Maybe if I attack at his face, then he will receive damage. It seems like that is the only place where he actually has soft skin, so if I use a strong enough move, it could cause major damage, thought a wise Naruto. He took a deep breath, before disappearing altogether. Still wish to fight, Isobu said to himself as he looked around. He wasn't going to let down his guard for a moment. He knew this child was strong, so he had to stand his guard. Fuyuten, uncontrollable wind blast, shouted Naruto from behind Isobu. The wind picked up and slashed all around Isobu's body, but no damage was done. Isobu was pushed to the side some, and Naruto closed in when he saw this. Suten, great water mass bullet, shouted Isobu, as he shot 3 very large masses of water towards Naruto. Fox slash, shouted Naruto, sending yokai to his claws. He approached the incoming bullets of water, and slashed right through all 3 bullets. Naruto cancelled his attack and switched to his other hand, which held a Raisin Shuriken in it. Fuyuten, Raisin Shuriken, he shouted and threw it at Isobu's face. The attack was about to make it, but Isobu curled up into a ball, protecting himself from it. Isobu rushed towards Naruto, and crashed into him, sending Naruto flying through the air. Gah! Shouted Naruto as blood had flowed from his mouth. That attack really was backed up with a lot of force. When he finally stopped himself, he noticed something weird going on with Isobu. What is he doing with his chakra? Thought Naruto, feeling the drop of chakra all of a sudden. I see you have found my weakness, said Isobu. It seems I must prevent you from ever getting close to me, he said. Suddenly, to Naruto's surprise, another Isobu, just as big as the original, appeared next to him. 3-tailed clone, Isobu announced. I have to deal with another one, shouted Naruto. Dealing with one Isobu was more than enough, but now 2. Naruto had to take it up a notch. Time to go to work, said Naruto, as his yokai surrounded him. He blasted towards the Isobus, ready to face the difficult task in front of him. Suten, great water mass bullet, shouted the clone Isobu, sending a barrage of the overly oversized bullets of water towards Naruto. The original Isobu curled up into a ball again and traveled behind the bullets. Naruto, swerving left and right, was dodging the bullets to the best of his ability. He couldn't get hit by such a move that was filled with chakra. It would mean the end for him. When he made it though the barrage, he saw Isobu headed towards him. Red chains came from Naruto's back, ensnaring Isobu. Take this, you overgrown turtle, shouted Naruto, as he pulled hard on the chains. Because of this, Isobu was swung around and was now headed towards the clone Isobu. They crashed into each other, both of them groaning in pain. First the smoke screen, thought Naruto as 2 clones appeared beside him. They were charging up Raisin Shurikens in Naruto's right and left hands. Rapid fire, shouted Naruto as he sent the shurikens towards the turtles. When the 2 left his hands, the clones helped him make another 2 instantly. He hurled one after the other, creating a large blast on the 2 Bijis. Time to go, thought Naruto as he and his clones shot into the smoke screen, their sight targeted to the clone Isobu. When they saw it, they all shot to his face. Kaiten, Fox fire, shouted the 2 clones as they sent the fire blast into the clone's eye, making it scream out. The real Naruto sent yokai to his hands and shot forward. Fox slash, he said as he entered the fire. He made it to the clone's face and pierced through his face, causing a huge explosion of water as the clone dispelled. Good. huffed Naruto. He noticed that the smoke screen faded away, and he could see the real Isobu. Suiton, spear rain pour, said Isobu, but did nothing. What are you planning? Asked Naruto. He was about to attack again, but both of his clones dispelled. What? Said Naruto as he looked up at the sky, and moved away just in time to dodge a spear of water from impaling him. His eyes widened when he finally figured out what Isobu did. The water from the clone. Naruto summed up. He looked up at the sky to see that spears of water were everywhere, ready to impale anything in their way. Naruto started to dodge around, but the spears were into close of each other, making him resort to using his tamed winds to slice through the spears. He missed one of them as it made its way to Naruto, slashing at his arm. Naruto yelled in pain as a deep gash was made on his left arm and his side of his stomach. When it finally stopped raining spears of water, he turned to Isobu, and his eyes widened even larger when he saw him in the final steps of releasing his best technique. Beast Bomb, shouted Isobu, as he shot the compressed yokai ball towards Naruto at high speeds. Naruto couldn't dodge in time, so he had to block it in some way. Naruto sent a load of yokai into his tails, and pushed them forward, meeting with the Biji bomb. Naruto was blasted back from the force of the attack, but finally stopped himself in air. He was battling against the blast, holding it back from exploding. Ugh, I can't hold on for long, said Naruto. His tails were being pushed back, the force staring to be a bit much. I can't lose, muttered Naruto as a look of determination came upon his face. He sent even more yokai to his tails, and to his whole body, adding more strength to his muscles. I won't lose to the likes of you, shouted Naruto as his tails finally won the struggle and sent the bomb back to Isobu. Isobu's one eye widened significantly as the bomb hit his shell, exploding on contact. Huff, huff, huff. Naruto was taking in deep breaths. That really took a lot out of him, but he knew he wasn't finished yet. It's time to end this, muttered Naruto as he flew over to Isobu. The explosion from the Biju bomb was finally over, and a heavily injured Isobu appeared from the smoke cloud. His shell was scratched up, and he looked very weak. The perfect time for Naruto to strike. Isobu's eye widened when he felt chains wrap around his form. He looked up to see Naruto in the sky, the red chains coming from his back. It's time, Naruto huffed out as he started to pull on his chains. Veins appeared all over Naruto's body, and he clenched his hands in concentration. He was trying to pull up Isobu, and it was very hard to do so. Come on, move, said Naruto. The turtle was extremely heavy, but he had to do this to finally finish this match. Isobu noticed that he was hovering off the ground a little, and now realized what Naruto was planning. Come on, and move, shouted Naruto as he found the strength to haul Isobu in the air. He brought Isobu up in the air, over his head, and slammed him back on the ground, his underbelly exposed. A large number of Narutos appeared with Raisin shurikens in their hands, and threw them all at Isobu's underbelly. Isobu screamed out as he felt the pain course through his body. Fatigue and the pain was starting to get to him. He looked up and saw another Naruto approaching his face. For the finish, yelled Naruto as he threw his last Raisin shuriken at Isobu's face, exploding on contact. When the explosions finally settled, an unconscious Isobu was shown on the ground, defeated. Finally, said Naruto as he started to fall from the sky. Finally won, he said in his mind with a smile on his face. He was about to hit the ground head first, but Kurama came and caught him before that could happen. You know you could have died if you made contact with the ground, said Kurama as he looked down at her mate. I knew you would catch me, muttered Naruto, making Kurama smile. The rebels all surrounded Naruto and Kurama, giving him their thanks for helping them win the war. Mei approached Kurama and Naruto, smiling. Thank you so much for your help, Naruto-san. If we may, can Wave and Mist have an alliances between each other? She asked. Yes, I see no problem with having allies, said Naruto, making her smile brighten. Thank you very much, Naruto-sama, she said as she bowed down, everyone else doing the same. Flashback end. Ever since then, Mist and Wave have had a partnership. Naruto-kun has done nothing but good for us. When we called for help from other villages, we received no reply, said Mei as she looked at the other cages. If you blame me for being allied with our enemy, then so be it. At the end of the day, Mist shall carry out its loyalties to Wave, and they shall do the same. This is idiotic. How can you be allies with that demon? Said A. He is a mass murderer and won't hesitate to betray you. He won't do such a thing. Naruto-kun isn't like that all. You all just fear him for what he has done for your villages, but if you actually knew him, you could tell that he has a deep connection with his followers. Said Mei. No matter, we shall end him. He is a threat to the peace of the shinobi world. Said Danzo. I agree fully. Said a voice. All of the Gokage and Mifune looked up to see a man with a spiral mask on his face, adorned in a Akatsuki cloak. Akatsuki, growled out Mei. She has a hatred for the Akatsuki, going after Kurama and Naruto, two of her best friends. She would never allow the Akatsuki to get to them. Who are you and why are you here? Asked Unoki. Unoki, it's been a while, the man said with a deep voice. You know him? Asked A, very suspicious of Unoki. No, I have never seen of him before in my life. Replied Unoki. Oh really? A shame, said the man. They all gasped as they saw a Sharingan in the hole of his mask. You can't remember the only Uchiha to defeat you? He asked. Unoki's eyes widened after he heard this. What? There's no way. You're supposed to be dead. Shouted Unoki in fear. As you can see, I am fully alive and well. Said the man. Uchiha Madara, has come out of hiding. No way. Said Unoki. I charged at Madara, but was surprised when he just passed through the man. Calm down, Raikage-sama. You will have plenty of time to fight later. Just let me talk to you all first. About what? Asked Danzo, trying to come up with a plan to turn the situation in his favor. Well, said Madara as he sat down on the ledge he was on, hand over the rest of the Jinchuriki or prepare for war. Wave. Kurama was sitting down in her backyard, in a lawn chair. Naruto was laying in her lap, sleeping. She was brushing through his fur, making him sigh of relaxation in his sleep. They still haven't heard a word from the search group, and she was starting to get worried. She knew how long it took for a Biju to be forcibly removed from their Jinchuriki, and she was worried they wouldn't make it in time. No, Kurama said in her mind. Get rid of those thoughts. They will find her. I know they will. She was removed from her thoughts when a chakra spike came from Naruto, waking him up from his sleep. Kurama widened her eyes, knowing what was about to happen, and placed Naruto on the ground. Yokai surrounded the small fox, and a red light spread across the field. When it died down, Naruto no Yoki, in all his demonic glory, was standing tall, blocking the sunlight from reaching Kurama. I'm back, he said with a fanged smile. She just smiled at him as she got up and hugged him. It's good to have you back, she whispered in his ear. In the land of lightning. The Fu rescue squad was looking all over, trying to get a signal of Nagato's chakra. They all knew that they had a limited time frame to find her, so they were looking high and low, hardly having breaks. They searched many countries, their worry of their friend fueling the drive to find her. Karen was searching a certain part of the mountains alone. They had all split up to track more land, wanting to find Fu fast. Karen was looking around, the black receiver in the air, when she noticed something. Is that chakra? She thought as she used her sensory abilities to see a chakra pulse throughout the area. She got closer to the pulse and saw that it was attracted to the receiver, making her eyes go wide. Finally, she shouted. She sent a kunai with a paper bomb attached to it in the air, the explosion getting the others to come where she was. When they all made it, Karen shouted to them what she found. Here, I've found a match. They're somewhere in the mountains. She yelled. Sure enough, when they put their receivers in the air, they felt chakra go through them. Time to call the others, said Fuka as she took out the kunai Kurama gave them days peer. She stabbed it in the ground and sent chakra into it, making a larger sealing array form beneath them. All we do now is wait, said Yakumo, looking down at the seal. Wave. A sealing array appeared in a room inside Kurama and Naruto's house, sending a chakra pulse out to alert the others. Soon enough, all of the wave ninja made their way to the house, in the same room the sealing array was. Good to see everyone here, said Naruto, entering the room with Kurama in hand. They all nodded to Naruto, glad that he was back to his regular form. They all stepped on the seal, and Naruto went through some hand signs. Flying Thunder God, Guiding Thunder, he said. They all disappeared in a red flash, instantly long gone from Wave. In the mountains of Kumo. The group appeared on top of another seal, a red flash also proving they teleported there. Naruto stepped up, surprising the group that summoned them. Naruto-kun, you're fully healed? Asked Fuka. Yes. I am no longer stuck in my small fox form, for I have gained all of my power back. Naruto stated. Fuka saw the angry look Kurama gave her when she called Naruto, Naruto-kun. She just smirked at the red-haired woman. She really was possessive. Where? Was all Naruto said to Karen. She pointed deeper in the mountains, leading east. Naruto used his mastery of his wind and brought everyone in the air. They all would make it quicker if Naruto flew him over to the spot. Right here, shouted Karen, pointing down at a mysteriously large rock. They all landed down on the ground, and noticed a seal was over the rock, proving that it was defiantly an Akatsuki base. Naruto placed his hand against the rock, letting his claws pierce the smooth surface. Anti-seal corrosion, he said. The rock glowed red, and the seal that protected the rock crumbled away, being eaten at by Naruto's poisonous yokai. Naruto slammed his tails against the rock, making it fall apart from the force exerted on it. All of the wave ninja jumped inside, and saw the sight of 8 people standing on top of the fingers of a weird statue. Fu's body was surrounded in a veil of chakra that was being absorbed by the opened mouth of the statue. Jugo, thinking quickly, made his demonic-like wings come from his back and rip Fu away from the sealing process. The Akatsuki members turned to the wave ninjas. The 6 paths of pain, Konan, Zetsu, and Kisame were present, only that Kisame, Konan, and Zetsu seemed to be faded, like they were holograms. Hello Akatsuki, said Naruto, stepping up. Kisame, instantly remembering Naruto, eyes widen. Oh hell no, I'm out, he said as he faded away, making Naruto chuckle. He also remembered the Shark Man and the beatdown he gave him years ago. I didn't think you would find us. How did you? Asked Pain. Those chakra receivers lead us to you. All we had to do was find that chakra that the receivers picked up on. When we found that, we just followed the chakra path, said Karen, a smirk on her face. I should have known why that girl wasn't worried, said Pain. Jugo held the now awakening Fu, stirring from her sleep. Ah, where? Said Fu, only to be hugged by Yakumo. I'm glad you're back, she said as she held on to Fu. Fu's eyes widened when she saw all of the wave ninja inside a cave. You all came for me, she said. Of course. You know that we wouldn't leave you here, said Kurama, looking down at Fu. Thank you, Fu said tiredly as she leaned into Yakumo's hug. I need the Jinchuriki, said Pain. All 6 paths jumped down from the statue and focused the glare at the wave ninja. You won't do anything like that while I am here, said Naruto stepping in front of the wave ninja, his tail swing around him dangerously. So be it, said Pain as they all charged forward. They didn't make it far as invisible blades of wind cut off their heads instantly. Their bodies hit the floor with 6 individual thuds. I don't have time for this. Where are you? Said Naruto as he started to look around the cave. The chakra signal was still inside the cave, and he was going to end the problem at its source. After looking around for a couple of minutes, Naruto found a secret door leading to a dark room. They all entered, Naruto holding a small fire in his hand to provide light. Making to the back of the room was Nagato in some type of device taking his lower body. It seems, Nagato wheezed out, that it's the end for me. Yes, so now die, said Naruto, ready to kill this man. Wait, Naruto-kun, said Kurama, holding him back. Naruto gave her a weird look as she stepped up to Nagato. So you are the leader of the Akatsuki? Asked Kurama. No, there is another, one that has been hiding in plain sight. The idiot of our group. He wears a spiral mask, a Sharingan hiding behind it. His name is Uchiha Madara, said Nagato. He heard Kurama growl at the name. Why did you join the Akatsuki? Surely there were other choices in whatever you want, said Kurama. No, I actually started the Akatsuki on just causes to find peace. Over time, the masked man found me and changed my plans when a certain event happened. The cause of my best friend's death, said Nagato, coughing out blood. What were you planning on doing as you captured all of the Biju? Asked Kurama. To create a super jutsu that we will launch on all of the nations. Everyone will feel pain, and we, the Akatsuki, would stand on top, ruling the world. There would finally be order, and everyone will know what pain really is. Explained Nagato. I see, said Kurama. You've been lied to. What? Asked Nagato, his eyes widening. When all of the Biju are put back in that demonic statue, it creates a Biju. 10 tails, she said, to the shock of everyone. What are you talking about, Kurama-chan? Asked Naruto, stepping up to her. I've been suspecting it for a while, but now that I know that this man has the Rinnegan, and that they are taking Biju, it only leads to one conclusion. Said Kurama, shaking her head side to side. Madara wishes to bring back the 10 tails. I don't know how he found out about it, or how he is even alive, but he wishes to bring the 10 tails back and use its power for one certain thing. The ultimate genjutsu, she said. What is this genjutsu? Asked Nagato, wanting to know of the plan Madara failed to mention to him. An infinite Tsukuyomi, said Kurama. We would all be trapped into a genjutsu for the rest of our lives, with no way out. I don't know why he would do such a thing, but he probably just hates how the world is run right now, and wishes to change it. She finished. So I was going to be betrayed at the beginning, said Nagato, looking down at the ground. Suddenly, the door busted open and Konan ran in, making her way to Nagato and guarding him. They haven't done anything to you, Nagato-san? She asked as a paper sword was formed in her hands. Stand down, Konan-san, for they aren't enemies, he said, confusing her. What are you talking about? She asked. Nagato explained the situation to her, and she was shocked at the information given to her. So all this time, we have been lied to. She trembled. Yes. It seems that your thoughts on that man were true. He really was planning on betraying us, said Nagato. Yes. I have had my times with meeting Uchiha Madara. He isn't a good person to make a deal with. He will only use you in the long run, Kurama said. What do we do now? Konan asked Nagato. You leave. Go live your life, Konan-san. You don't have to be stuck with me, said Nagato with a faint smile. No, I can't do such a thing, she shouted. It's all right, Konan-san. My time is near. I want you to go out and take care of yourself. You don't have to worry about me, Yahiko, or anyone else. I deserve to live how you wish, he said. Nagato turned his head to Naruto and Kurama, smiling at them. It is funny. It takes a Jinchuriki and his Biju to show me the true ways of Akatsuki, the main things we are after. Don't worry. We shall take care of Madara ourselves. He won't be alive for long, Kurama assured. Good, said Nagato as he closed his eyes. My old sensei. You killed him, said Nagato as he reopened his eyes as he looked down at Naruto. I am not mad, for at the time, I also was trying to kill him. But now, I understand what he was saying. The path I am on isn't the way it needs to be. And it's too late to change, but I am glad that the one that shall lead everyone to peace is you, he said, making Naruto raise an eyebrow. What are you talking about? I have no interest at saving the world. I only care for Wave, Naruto stated. I know, but you have been told before that you and the women next to you are the beings of the prophecy. You do know this. Maybe indirectly, but you will save this world, Nagato said. And how do you know such thing? Asked Naruto, a hand on his hip. I can see it with these eyes of mine. You are meant for greatness. To become the opposite of what people see you as right now. A hero, said Nagato. I hope the best for your journey, Naruto no Yoko. He then turned to Konan. Goodbye, Konan. I am great for you saving me that day, and for everything you have done after that. Don't worry about the future, for I am sure that what we have fought for will happen soon. Peace, he said as his body started to slowly bend downwards, until he no longer moved. Naruto looked at the Nagato's body, now a corpse. This man, who was just pursuing his capture not too long ago, giving him a smile of acceptance, saying that he was the one to continue his work. What could that possibly mean? Naruto didn't want to save the world, for he had no care for it. Just Wave. He only cared for his people. He didn't care if the whole world was destroyed, as long as he had Wave, he was fine. We should leave, said Kurama, walking up to Konan. You can join us if you wish. You can be protected from the Akatsuki, because I know you wish to leave it, said Kurama. I shall leave the Akatsuki, but I won't join you. At least, not yet, for I have something to finish. She said. Thank you for the offer. When I am ready, I shall come to Wave, Konan said with a smile. All right then, said Kurama, turning around. Let's go home. Hey, said Sakan. What about that statue? Can't we, do something about it? He asked. Impossible, said Kurama. Only one with the Rinnegan can move it. Don't worry, I will think of some way to free the Biju soon, said Kurama. They all nodded their heads, and finally left the cave. Gokage Summit. Madara finally finished his testament of his plans on reviving the Ten Tails, shocking all of the people present. He explained his reasons, on wanting a peaceful land, with no wars, no blood, and no more deaths. Everyone could live the life they wanted inside the dreamscape. And of course, the Gokage had a problem with a fake alternative for peace. I will not hand over anyone the remain Jinchuriki, said Gaara, thinking of Naruto in his mind. Me either. The Akatsuki's plans are terrible, I won't agree, said Mei. What about you, Raikage Barker? Asked Unoki. Well, of course I won. Hand over my little brother, shouted A. Well, so be it, said Madara, standing up. As I said earlier, I will now do so. He looked at everyone in the room before saying, I declare war on all of you. The Fourth Great Ninja War, he said, shocking everyone. The Fourth Great Ninja War, muttered Unoki in disbelief. You can't do such a thing, shouted Temari, standing in front of Gaara. Yes I can, as I just did now, Madara said. We shall meet next on the battlefield, he said as he vanished. I think we should really push the idea of having our allied shinobi force, said Mifune. Who shall be the leader? Asked Unoki. Mifune thought for a second, stroking his long beard, before deciding, I believe that the Hokage should take the role, said Mifune, surprising everyone, even Danzo, in the room. Wow, I didn't even have to use my Sharingan for him to say me. I guess things are looking up for me, thought Danzo with a smile. If that is so, I shall take up the task, said Danzo. What? Shouted A. Do you know who this man is? He is known as the Shinobi of Darkness. You just can't give such a position to such a man, shouted A in denial. Then who? Asked Mifune. My village hasn't produced a single Akatsuki member. It should be me that leads the allied shinobi force, yelled A. I don't believe so, said Mifune as he pointed to the tore-up desk where A once punched. I know that it would take considerable force to break that desk because of the material it was made by. You, along with your arrogance, will probably go through our own shinobi to take down an enemy, which is something we don't want. The Tsuchikage isn't an option, with us having proof that he has once hired the Akatsuki. Mizukage-sama isn't an option because of the rumors that the Akatsuki started in Mist. Kazekage is too young to lead such a war, so why not the Hokage lead? Said Mifune. I have an idea, said Unoki, getting everyone attention. It is a risky plan, but if successful, can be a deciding factor in the war, he said. Well, shouted A. Get on with it. When Unoki didn't yell back at him, I knew that he was serious. What is it, Tsuchikage-sama? Asked Mei. What if we brought Wave into this? He asked, getting everyone's interest. Please explain further, said Mifune. Naruto no Yoko, one of the topics we had during the meeting, is strong. We all know of this. His ninja in Wave are strong, also a known factor. Wave isn't like the rest of our villages, it is unique. A small band of ninjas, all of them very higher rank ninja and above. If we added them to the war effort, then our chance of victory will improve immensely. Finished Unoki. It is a wise thing to do, said Gaara, rubbing his chin. I don't know about that one, old man, said A. It may be a good idea, but it also has many risks as well. Naruto may turn on us, especially Konoha, and could mess things up for us during the war. Maybe, but it is a risk I will take, then not take at all and feel bad for not doing so if we lose, said Unoki. But how could we get in contact with Naruto? Asked Gaara. Mizukage-sama, said Unoki, looking at her, could you go and convince Naruto into joining our cause? I don't know, stated Mei. Naruto-kun really isn't fond of the world and how it works, that's why he just stays in Wave. It is true, said Ao, speaking up. Naruto-sama doesn't trust many people. What's to say he would pull something during his time near most of the world's leaders? True, but I also agree with Tsuchikage-sama, said Mifune. Having him here will be a huge advantage to us. I think we should take the chance. Agreed, asked Mifune. When getting a nod from the other cages, he looked towards Mei. I guess I could go ask, she said a bit hesitant. I don't know how it will go down, but I will try. She said. Good. And with that, this Gokage Summit is officially over, said Mifune. Days later, all of the Wave Ninja was sitting in Naruto's living room, sitting on their perspective couches. They all watched the scene of Mei, Chojuro, and Ao bowing their heads at Naruto. Naruto was staring down Mei with a heated glare. He didn't like what he just heard, and he knew by the way that she was shacking that she knew he didn't like it either. Explain this to me again, said Naruto as he crossed his arms. All right, said Mei, as she looked up at Naruto. She mistakenly looked into Naruto's eyes and a shiver went through her body. He was a fine man to her, but he was also a very scary person when he was mad. The Gokage ask for your help, along with all of your ninja, in the upcoming war against the Akatsuki. We believe that if you are present at the battlefield, then we would have a huge boost our military's power. Please, I ask of you for your cooperation, she said as she bowed her head again. So in turn, you're asking for another huge favor, said a still angry Naruto. He saw Mei shack in fear again at the deep tone he used while talking. She should be trembling, damn it. She knew he hated dealing with the other nations, and she came to him with this bullshit. Yes, I know it sounds unorthodox to ask for such a favor after we still haven't repaid you for your last efforts for the future of Mist, but please listen. I don't have to, shouted Naruto as he slammed his tails down on the table in front of him, shattering it. The Mist Ninja jumped back at Naruto's display of physical strength, and were really scared because of the anger he was showing. I've told you before that I hate those people. I don't want to deal with them. To hell with this war. The great 5 nations are the ones centered around it, so they shall deal with it. Yelled Naruto, a faint red hue of yokai surrounding him. Please understand, Naruto-sama, said Ao, we are really in a bad position right now. The world needs you and your strong ninja to fight for freedom. I fought for my own freedom by myself. I will not help those bastards. Yelled Naruto. Naruto-kun, shouted Kurama from beside him. Naruto turned his head to her to see her scrunched up face. I don't like this either, but I think that we should join. Why would we do such a idiotic thing? Questioned Naruto. This war is also centered around you, if you look at it at a different angle. The Akatsuki want you, me, and want to get Fu again, which I remind you is still bedridden because of the stress forced upon her body. The Akatsuki are in our way, and we destroy everything that's in our way, right? She said as she looked up at him, using one of his personal quotes. Naruto looked at Kurama before getting off the couch, cursing up a storm. They all blushed red at the words Naruto was saying, except for Tayuya, feeling glad that there was someone else like her. Finally, after 5 minutes of cursing everything around him, he looked back at Mei. I shall join, he said, and before Mei could get happy, he cut her off, but Wave shall have their own part of the war, so don't go changing up my plans, understood? He asked, or more like commanded. Yes, Naruto-sama, Chojuro, Mei, and Ao said at the same time. Good, Naruto said as he sat back down. You all may leave now, for I have some things to plan. He said as his smile grew on his face. That will be it for this video. If you want more, comment down below, like, subscribe. And see you guys later.